Yeah, so starting us off in this section where we are giving tips and advice to other alumni associations and other women in leadership networks based on our best practice. Could you please quickly share the examples that of activities you've already undertaken? You've already mentioned a number of them, so just a quick highlight of some of the accomplishments you've had.
So I think some of the accomplishment that we had is the fun part projects that we did in Elbow Marapet. We find in this we were able to break the silence in regards to issues of restriction, education of reproductive health, and GBV issues in girls. And this did show an improvement within the school setup where we had these girls who were able to empower were not missing schools anymore, and they increased attendance to their school irrespective of restriction. When we were there, we found it was a taboo to talk about monthly periods, but now it became easier for people to discuss about this issue. Another thing that I didn't mention earlier on was we were able to support one girl who ran away from an early marriage. And this particular girl had actually cleared his Form 4 last year. So we were, as women, were able to support this particular girl for school fees and able to finish school despite the threat of having an early marriage from the family. So there was empowerment of the teen moms on agribusiness and also discussing issue of reproductive health and how to make decisions regards to your own sexuality and reproductive health. We're able to bring on board government enforcement officers and community leaders to discuss matters of GBV, FGM, in community where we had high prevalence of these particular issues. And during COVID, we were able to reach out to the project called Mama Chui. So we were able to reach out and provide hand washing facility to reduce the transmission of COVID-19. Recently, last year, we were able to do a medical camp in Kiambu to address issue of health within the county. And I think this particular year, we went to celebrate Women Days with the Langata Women Prison and do a bit of a medical camp to just address issues of health. So I think we've done a lot of activity to empower community and ourselves and give back to the community.
Yeah, no, that's amazing. And it sounds like the impact is there. So Dr. Mary had mentioned that you always do fundraising. Please could you share with us how have you or how do you mobilize resources around these amazing activities that you've spoken about?
For mobilization of funds, apart from fundraising as members within the community, we also do proposal writing, apply for grants, and collaboration with other. We had a project that we did for solar lamps in collaboration with the CBO, and also accepting of donation and the donation in kind, where we can have venue or other something that somebody is willing to donate. I think Mary can also add on this on how we mobilize more funds for our activities.
Yeah, thank you, Asma. I think you mentioned some of them, and we do collaborations, as she has said. Most of there are partners who are ready to work with us. So sometimes we provide the expertise. Like I know there is one activity Dr. Asma led with the doctors where we were doing a clinic, a medical clinic. So by giving in kind, by providing the expertise within ourselves, then those other partners are able to raise the fund for the activity. So a lot of collaborations, a lot of partners, and by us giving what expertise has made us, implement more of activities other than the raising the hard funds.
Yeah. Thank you. I think it's amazing what you've managed to accomplish. And you've already shared quite a number of successes. Is there something else you want to add to the list of successes or achievements before we go to the next question?
The achievements, I think that there are many, as we said, we've been able to hold what we call sector meetings. And these sector meetings is whereby, like, if we want agriculture, so we, among ourselves, we have those who are working with different organizations. So we have been able to bring, not to have like a breakfast meeting, bringing in the top leadership, the principal secretary, and those who are the policy makers. And with that, I remember one of the activity, the breakfast meeting, as I mentioned, for TVET, we got members who were absorbed into the board. For agriculture, we got members who were given funds to do a research project. You know, so that, those are some of the tangible impact that we can say, whereby we directly engage the government agencies and the policy makers.
Yeah, no, thank you. I think you've raised quite a number of successes. It's amazing what you've managed to accomplish in the years. So, given all this, what tips can you give other women in leadership network chapters and even members based on your learning so far? What tips could you give them to get to where you are at?
One of it is to have a structure of management or governance, and this will streamline the ideas and even the activities that you want to undertake. As you realize, this is a voluntary, endeavor. So to have a structure will bring you together. At the same time, have a calendar of activities. What project, what task you want to implement in a year. And once you have that, then you can strategize on how to mobilize resources. These resources would be, as we have said, you can give your expertise to partners who are ready for activities they want to implement. So you are giving, that what we call giving in kind. You are an expertise in medical, and they are running a medical clinic. They can be absorbed in that. That way, they would have implemented an activity that maybe they were not to achieve without the other partner. So partnership, having a governance structure, and doing a calendar, those are some of the tips that they need to have. And also, there is a lot of self-commitment. Self-commitment is one of the driving force. If you don't have a passion for this, you may not be able to move on. So first, are you ready to give back? On this giving back, you don't expect anything, then you can move on with the rest of the activities. Okay.
Wow, that's a good question. Are you ready to give back? Yeah. So do you think in your yes, Asma?
Maybe I can add two things. Another thing is to ensure that you do actually have activities that members can always feel to come in and support. And apart from all that we talk about, there is need for us to purposely create meet and greet meetings so that we can brainstorm, have idea, or also pick up what other members are doing and give them, go in and collaborate with them or give them support.
Thanks for that addition, Dr. Asma. So, do you think women in leadership chapters are better integrated with the Alumni Association? And how did you accomplish this? What tips would you give advice to other women in leadership chapters to better integrate with the Alumni Association uh, networks?
Yeah, I think it is actually better to work within the association structures. And one of the strategies actually we use is that we had a member, the governance member, governing member within the association, and this was easy when it comes to administering funds, and also having being, because WIN is a network, as we said, networks, it may not be really so much within the structures of societies. Then being because of the the diversity it brings. Women actually brings diversity, and what we have found within our structures is that women move faster in implementing activities and this is because some of these activities touch them directly or the girl child. So because of that passion, uh, they tend to move faster, but they need also the larger association when it comes to spread the impact and also to have an impactful participation within the art. So that integration is good, that they may have governance structures, and because by virtue of being at the baseline being members of the association, it makes it blend well and also carry on the activities in a broader manner.
Okay, thanks so much. So, looking forward, what next? Where does the Will Chapter Kenya want to be 2, 3, 5 years from now? What's the aspiration?
In 2 to 3 years to come, we are looking at expanding and our reach and also creating more impact within the community. So one of the things that we're looking at is to increase membership and engagement. That we through targeting outreach efforts. We're also looking in addressing issues, the emerging issues or challenges facing women in leadership. So we want to launch new initiatives to address these challenges that women in leadership. And I know you're in Kenya. There's a video that is going viral. So we want to empower women in leadership to be able to make those decisions and stand tall within their workspace. We also want to strengthen partnership with corporate sponsors, government agencies, and other civil organizations so that we can be able to be in the center of deciding and making decisions of policy and create that change within the society. We want to, one of the things that we're definitely going to continue is to advocate for gender equality and women empowerment, both at the local where we are, like for me, both in Langata and Kibera, and also at the national level when we engage with the ministry and other national or government ministries. I don't know if Mary want to add something as well. But that's the plan for our chapter in the next 2 to 3 years.
Yeah, thank you, Asmai. It is to better the better perform from where we are, and for us to do that, we have to improve the membership. We have to strengthen our relationship with the partners and have more partners on board. At the same time, we hope also to use, because the government also is ready to empower women. We see on how that partnership can be strengthened. We we all we want to we are all aiming at one objective: women empowerment.
Thank you for that. So, any final comments, starting with Dr. Asma, before we close this? We really, really appreciate what you've shared with us. There's quite a lot to mine from your experiences leading this network. Final comments?
I think mine is to thank you and DC for actually inviting us to discuss about issues of women in leadership network within Kenya. And still, we request for support to be able to reach more women in leadership, to empower them and also to empower the girls within the community and allow them to reach full potential.
Thank you so much. Dr. Mary?
But for this, it was actually a golden opportunity to share our experience. It has been good, and it feels good when you are sharing best practice. And what I'll just maybe request is I've seen the structures really work, and we have been implementing these projects because of those structures, and I think we acknowledge them, and we hope as others emulate from us, that be able to have those structures in place, which makes even members feel that they belong to that to the group. And as Asma said, we are ready to move further, and as we say, we have we have already, tools that can empower us, and some of those tools is already proposals. The only thing we are missing here links to the calls that we can now, submit our proposals. But we thank you so much, and we really appreciate that you've considered Kenya to share our experience in the women leadership. Thank you.
Thank you so much for this opportunity to learn from the amazing work you've done as Women in Leadership chapter. I think there is a lot other chapters can learn from your struggles, but also from the amazing things you've been able to achieve despite all that. Looking forward to seeing what you realize in due time, because the plan is also, the aspirations are really worthy, and we will love to support as much as we can. Thank you so much.